Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast, your entertainment podcast for everything movies, television, video games, and more. My name is Adam.
I think that makes me Oliver.
That does make you Oliver today.
What?
Guys, okay, so we're going to go over the Acolyte, episode 3, that released at 9 fucking p.m.
Eastern. Fuck, dude.
So we had to waste a lot of time to get here. All right, so guys, we are getting to the Acolyte episode 3, and we get basically a full episode of flashback.
Yeah.
So we get to see Mai and Osha when they were younger, and see exactly what, at least from one perspective, happened when it came to
what happened?
what happened with the Jedi and when they came there and everything. So this is 16 years prior to our current day.
On the planet Mandok?
Bangdok?
Is it Bandok?
Bandok. And we get like the two twin moons, which is like reference to Tatooine, which makes me wonder if it's like close-ish. If not, maybe the same planet, depending on when they
I don't think so.
They could rename
I
the planet.
really think it's just its own planet.
And we get a lot of what, to my surprise at least, because I am not a big Star Wars fan, but like I didn't expect us to get the witch shit that we got from like the Mandalorian,
which is interesting.
So we kind of get more of a concept of the Sith does definitely come from like the witch era in this context.
It's a little bit interesting because we have ran into the witch shit, as Adam has portrayed, twice now. Once in The Mandalorian and another time during Jedi Fallen Order, the video game.
Yes.
And you do become friends with one of the Zabraks that are female inside of this planet.
Which we did see one in this.
We did see a Zabrak in here. And so that's where I made the connection like, oh, we're doing Zabrak shit.
Yeah.
And the Zabrak in this on this planet said like she gave birth.
Kind of.
She said she carried them.
Yeah. So
which I thought was weird.
We get
eventually
the Zabrak who is in some kind of relationship with the girl's proposed mother, because they don't really see the Zabrak as, I forget her name and I'm sorry, but they don't see her as kind of the mother as much as this character, and you can look that up. Yeah. So it definitely seems like there is some kind of relationship there, but they do bring up of if the Jedi find these two, they're gonna realize how you birth them.
I guess.
So like, whether that be like test tube baby or whatever the fuck.
I really don't know.
But it definitely seems like this witch coven was trying to figure out some kind of way to combine these two sisters to some kind of overall universal like power to, I don't necessarily think like to control the Force or anything, but like to become closer to the Force. But whether or not there's two of them, that's something I have a theory
I thought that was
about.
really interesting, and like the fact that they brought in witch magic like 100 years before.
Exactly, like this is 100 years before Episode 1, approximately. So, but like. Also with the Zabraks, like seeing like a different race that isn't like the red skin that we've seen.
We've seen different others ones. Darth Maul's brother, Savage Opress, was in the Clone Wars, and he was more of like a dark toned type one, but he was also a really good Jedi, or also a part of the Sith.
Okay.
Then got fucked up by Sidious and such. We got definitely something different, which I appreciated. Hold on a second. I'm trying to look up this fucking...
Okay. I mean, overall, the visuals from this, I will say that one thing I did find some issues with was the green screen kind of moments
with
between...
the two-person, with the twins?
Yeah, with the twins, and like seeing like they could have definitely made branches move from like wind, and there was just certain places where I'm like, I don't...
We had to rewind a couple times.
Yeah, I had to go back a couple of things to like see what the fuck's going on here, because I have a very big theory that I want to get to in a little bit, but like it definitely seemed a little bit jarring. Have you figured out anything that you've been looking up?
No, nothing. There's just so much information on episode 3 right now.
So before I get into these theories, here is a word from our sponsor.
And thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. With BetterHelp, you could tap into a network of 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who, can help you with a wide range of issues. And when you start out, you answer a few questions, and any preferences you have for therapy, whether it be for a certain thing you want to try to get over, whether it be maybe too sporadic, anxiety, paranoia, whatever it is that you guys are going through, you can find the right therapist for you by just answering a couple of simple questions. And you can also talk to the therapist that fits mostly for you. If you find out you're not a fit with this therapist, or it's someone that you don't really want to talk to, or just maybe doesn't get you, you're able to change any time, any place, completely for free, which is, I think, in my case, a really cool thing. As well as you can get via text with your therapist, you can do video call, you can do just phone call. So it's whatever you really feel, and you could change it up every single week. If you want to tell your therapist, hey, I don't think I have time to take a video call, can I just take a phone call on the drive back from work? You can just talk to your therapist whenever you need to unwind and make those schedules for yourself. So it's really cool.
Exactly what Adam said. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't right fit for any reason, you can switch it to a new therapist that is a more accustomed to your liking for no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you can get the same professionalism and quality you expect in an in-office therapy session, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you. More scheduling flexibility and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off of your first month at betterhelp.com/nerdlocker. Again, that's 10% off betterhelp.com/nerdlocker, and we will have the link down below in the description.
Remember, guys, mental health is just as important as your physical health. Keep yourselves in check.
And we're back. So, guys, a couple of things I want to bring up. So, my theory is, when you watch this episode, you have Mai and you have Osha in these instances where they're talking to each other and blah blah blah, but it kind of seems like you're looking at the same character. There's two moments. The first moment is when they're out talking before they get on the ship with the Jedi, and they're talking to each other about this stuff, and it kind of seems like one is talking to the other, and then it goes back to that person
right before they take the
and
test,
they're
right?
Okay, yeah, and kind of seems like they were talking to themselves, and then it goes back to the end of it where Osha and Mai are on opposite ends of a bridge that are broken apart, and they're talking to each other, and then Osha goes down, and then Mai goes down, and then when Mai goes down, it seems like Soul saves Mai, not Osha, and then pulls her up. So it kind of seems like this is a Us moment where you grab the wrong one.
I don't know.
And you don't really know, because Mai was definitely more at tune with the Force than Osha was, but at the same time, I don't know. It it kind of makes sense, but at the same, I don't know. It kind of seems like a did moment. I still feel like there's definitely some kind of personality disorder in all this. Whether or not they swapped or something like that, something there's going on, and it happens with the ritual. So their mother tries to do a ritual where it's the power of many go into you, and they do it with Mai, but they don't do it with Osha. And I think that when they were about to do it with Mai, it kind of got disrupted. So I think there is where things got shifted. I will say that something I did just see, and I might be wrong on this, but apparently a lot of people have brought up, has this show got canceled? And
really?
Apparently, as of late May, end of last month, the Acolyte hasn't been canceled, but the original rumor came from that Park Place, who claimed that an alleged insider at Lucasfilm straight up told them a second season won't happen. So this might just be a one-off.
Really?
Which I could see, because of how quickly at episode 3 they're going to the flashbacks ready. And I think episode 4 is going to elaborate more on the flashback and then bring us a present and make some things clear for 5 and 6 to be our climax.
Okay.
I don't think this was ever going to get a second season. I really didn't think so.
I mean, it doesn't even need a season.
No, I think this is just 6 episodes one-off, and I think this is going to lead into the Mandalorian
baseline
movie
for
in some way, shape, or form. This is all threading together everything that we've seen prior.
Okay.
And in weird ways. And I know that another thing I want to bring up related to Star Wars was Daisy Ridley came out and said that her Rey Central movie is still happening, but she hasn't heard anything on it as of yet.
Interesting.
So that means that Disney's taking their time. They don't really know what they're going
for
with.
once.
And still, she at least confirmed it's still set 15 years after the end of
9.
Yeah, after 9. So we got a bit of a time jump, which means it doesn't really matter how long it takes to get to this.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they're trying to figure out their story, because I do think that with the reworks and everything and all these rumors going around, I do think that like their thing is Grogu will be a part of
pushing
all this.
Forward.
I do think that Grogu, like they know where they can get all of their money, and that's Grogu. 100%.
That's Grogu and Mandalorian, baby.
And like you can keep stepping up like Christmas ornaments and everything else with like an older Grogu in the long run. I think they're doing what they did with Frozen. So with Frozen, Disney really knew like they had a solid thing they can keep revamping. But when it started to dwindle down, they were like, ah, shit, we got to do Frozen 2 because we got to like revamp it.
Okay.
And I think that's the same with Star Wars. Star Wars is really popular, but it's starting to hit a decline. I think they're just going to wait till it hits like literally the bottom that it can be to revamp it up, because that's what Frozen is doing with Frozen 2 now. Now it's just like right on the high until it like hits a downward.
Right. Okay.
And then Frozen 3 comes out, which is supposed to be in like 2 years. So like
Jeez.
they know exactly what they're doing. Like they know like they can't do that 8-year gap again, but they can keep it going as long as possible, because like anytime I think Disney releases anything, 2 years of like merchandise. Always.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like I still see Frozen 2 stuff. I still see Turning Red,
Right.
which has released a while back. But like since they re-released it, more stuff. Inside Out 2 is probably gonna have
a lot of shit.
Yeah. So
I have a question.
yeah,
Is this being picked up?
I don't know. Maybe. If you guys hear the fan, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. My house is like 1,000 degrees, so
Yeah. So,
we're kind of suffering over here.
but he didn't bring it up till now after we're already done with the fucking episode, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, it doesn't even matter because, guys, next week, the official season 7. And by that, I mean official new setup.
Yep.
We are going over to a new setup.
We got a surprise. We got a surprise.
And we are going to have a new title card and everything else. And we are going to try to... It's the start of something new. We are moving to a new
This
kind
is
of
the
platform.
last episode where you're going to see this format. And
You're
we
gonna
got a little bit of a surprise for you guys.
And we are going to
And
be
Adam
evolving.
is spoiling everything because he likes to.
I don't like to spoil. I'm just saying we will be evolving over time. And hopefully by the end of the year, we should have a different format for you guys, a new release schedule for you guys. It's going to be a work in progress. But we are going to get the boys out. Hopefully at least the first 2 episodes by the end of the week. If not the first 3, because god damn, they didn't really do us well here.
Yeah.
But we're going to try our best.
Yeah, right.
And also probably next week we'll cover a little bit of Xbox if we can.
Yeah.
From the showcase that came out. When was that? Yesterday or today?
A couple days ago.
Couple days ago. Okay, yeah. So we'll cover that for you guys. But yeah, so until a couple days from now, we will see you guys next time. You can find me at AMR Photography. You can find this studio at Archangel Studios Official, and you can find this podcast at Nerd Locker Podcast. Anywhere you get them.
What are you pointing at me for?
Your turn.
Oh, who am I?
You're Oliver.
Oh, right. You can find me at the Sphere 21. Not even Oliver, except you can find the except for TikTok. I'm Oliver Con VA.
And you could. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.